So if you're somebody that struggles with self-confidence, with belief in yourself, or your confidence does this all the time, it's up and then it's down, and some days it's good, some days it's bad, and having no confidence or having that up and down confidence has stopped you from doing the thing that you wanted to do. Maybe starting a business, maybe going up to the girl that you like, maybe going up to a guy that you want to become friends with and saying, "Hey, bro, I love what you're doing," or giving people compliments, speaking in front of an audience, public speak, whatever it is. I would try my best to be confident, but deep down, I knew I wasn't. Deep down, I wasn't confident. I had no confidence in my actual abilities, and that any confidence that came out of me was a facade. It was an act. I had to put on an act, or I'd go to alcohol or drugs or whatever would be around me, anything that would increase my ability to act. A facade. Throughout the last 2 years, I've gone from somebody that would get all of this external validation or external substances or whatever to bring up my fake confidence, to display a fake version of myself, to somebody now that is very much the opposite. Almost to the point it gets labeled as arrogance at times, which I'm gonna explain in this of why. Once you start to become a little bit more confident in yourself, that people will mistake it for arrogance, and clearly define the difference between confidence and arrogance, because there's a clear line, and there's a genuine reason why there's a lot of backlash against confident people. So before we start, there's actually a Bible verse that came to mind when thinking about confidence, and it says it's Psalm 27:3. Though an army encamp me, my heart shall not fear. Though war rise against me, yet I will be confident. No matter what's going on around you, we can remain confident in who we are. I love that verse. I love that verse. I love that verse so much. Coconut water break. All right, so let's get into it. First of all, before we get into anything, we need to define it. What is confidence? What is self-confidence? So Google will tell you it's a feeling of trust in one's abilities, qualities, and judgment. And we'll get on to this later of why that is so important. Specifically, the word, a feeling of trust in one's abilities. Yeah, for me, I'd always go out, I spend my nights at raves and parties, drowning all my nerves away in alcohol, so I could go up to the girl that I liked and say, "Hi, you look all right, you look nice, what's your name?" Or so I could go up to the guy that's in great shape, or he's got a great outfit. So I could go up and say, "Yo, bro, you like the outfit you got on looks sick." Or, "Bro, what like what's your split in the gym? Give me some advice." But I would never go up to these people, or I'd never do this thing before I'd had about 4 or 5 drinks. And until that point, I'd sit there with my friends in the corner and just my confidence was a buzz, and it just vanished by morning. Or the other way I would be confident would be I'd put on an act. So without substance, I'd just put on an act. So for me, after going from, I don't know where to put this bubble. I'm gonna put it down here. I've seen, felt, and experienced that there's only 2 roads to becoming confident. This is for everyone. This applies to everyone. Any human being that you know. They're either one of these 2 things. If they appear confident, they're either one of these 2. So the first one, as I said, it's an act. You can act confident if you want. It's a temporary high. It feels good, but then it fades. And that act can be complemented with alcohol, it could be complemented with drugs, it could be complemented with, if you externalize, you can either externalize your confidence, so based on the metrics that are around you, or the substances that you put into you to make you confident, which is an act. Like, you can come across confident. Some people won't know the difference, but only you will know the difference. You are the one that has to take yourself home that night and sit with yourself. You will know the difference between these 2. The problem with acting confident is that you have to keep chasing the approval hit. That one is never enough. You need to get it again. You need to get it again. And then as soon as you don't get approval, as soon as somebody doesn't maybe like you or says a bad thing about you or whatnot, it hurts. It really hurts you, and you start to It starts to knock your confidence. You ever heard someone say that, oh, it's knocked my confidence? If our confidence gets knocked, it's because we've externalized our confidence, which means something happened around us which knocked our confidence, which means our confidence is not coming from within. Because if your confidence comes from within, trust me, it does not matter what happens around you. Obviously, you will feel stuff. You will feel stuff. I'll give you a prime example. I'll be transparent here. Coconut water break. Last month, I put out a couple videos and they got like 40 views. And I'll be really honest with you, I felt it. I looked at my page, I'm like refreshing it, thinking, what? 40? And then when I realized, it did not knock me off my pedestal at all. I did genuinely, after 5 minutes of thinking, oh, I did not care. I genuinely didn't care. And now the second route to confidence is become. I mentioned this about discipline, as in like discipline is not something that you do, it's something you become. You become a disciplined person to the point people will compliment you for things that you actually find easy. It's not that difficult because you've become disciplined. Likewise with confidence, we become confident. Don't like the good things in life, the views, the likes, the people liking you, the all this stuff and whatnot. Yeah, it makes you feel better and it's fun and whatnot. But as soon as it all goes, I swear to you, you don't feel much different. And you because you've become confident. Now, this level of confidence is built on purpose, it's built on growth, and it's built on faith in who you are. And I'm going to go through a couple of actionables of how we can attain real confidence. And it's actually quite simple. This feels like a big, massive transition that we have to go through in order to become confident in ourselves. But it's actually not. It's a couple simple steps. This is a big point. Now, this is a big point. I'm gonna put my bubble here. Here we are. Now, what type of video would this be if I didn't say something controversial? So here it is. But it's true. Coconut water break. People mistake confidence for arrogance because their self-esteem is low. It's a shock when someone has self-belief backed by evidence. This is a really important point. You have to understand what's going to change around you when you present as a confident person. There's people that will react to it in a positive way and be like, oh, this guy's confident, yeah, sick. And then they want to become friends with you. You attract the right type of energy. And there's people that are bitter and don't like themselves. And they will hate it. They will hate the fact you are confident and mistake it for arrogance. Most of the time when people are calling somebody arrogant, they are not being arrogant. They are just confident, and it has shocked their system. That person, it shocked their system because their self-esteem is so low that when they've met someone or come across someone, their self-esteem is even just above average, it shocks their system and they don't like it. And that causes a reaction, that causes a response to it. And you have to understand this because for me, this is something that I experienced, and because I'm someone, I don't want to come across as arrogant. Genuinely, most people on a day-to-day basis destroy their self-esteem, and as they destroy their self-esteem, as I said, if you're the type of person that even has average or just above average self-esteem, it shocks them so much. They're like, whoa, think about it like this, it's against society. Most people aren't like that. So then when you see it, you're like, and now you might be someone that sees the extremely confident person and thinks, oh, yeah, I want to make this person my friend. I want to be like this and whatnot. That's because you understand it, because you're not resentful. However, most people will be resentful for that. Most people will be resentful towards your confidence, especially when you become confident, because it don't change. People want to drag you back down. Hate doesn't come from above, it comes from below. They want to drag you back down. No, we don't like your confidence, come back to us. Scrap that, man. Forget that. So some actionables to become confident. I've gone back to the previous slide and I want to highlight a word: a feeling of trust in one's abilities. If you had a friend that you said, right, we're going to meet here at 12 p.m. and every single time they would turn up at 12:30 p.m. over a long enough time frame, obviously by grace you forgive, keep forgiving, but over a long enough time frame, you're going to lose what in them? Trust. which will extend to confidence. You'll lose confidence in them showing up at 12 p.m. because they keep turning up at 12:30. It works no different on the internal with us. If you have woken up and said you're going to go to the gym, you're going to start reading that book, you're going to go up to that person that you want to go up to and speak to. If you've said you're going to do all three of them things in a day and you don't do one, why on earth are you going to feel confident? And that's the process of destroying your self-esteem. Think about it. If you're not going to keep promises to yourself, how are you going to feel confident? What is there to feel confident? You're not even keeping promises to yourself. Now, there's two ways to fix this. Stop making so many promises to yourself and just do 2 or 3 things a day, or one. Just make yourself one promise a day. Or the other one, do them. That's it. But stop making promises to yourself. Stop saying you're going to do stuff and then not doing it. Because as I said, if you would lose confidence in your friend because they turned up 30 minutes late, if you would lose trust, keyword trust, if you would lose trust in your friend because they kept turning up 30 minutes late after the time you said 12 p.m. they're there at 12:30 every single time, then you're not going to have confidence. And we work the same way. Confidence is built up the exact same way internally. This confidence thing is an issue and it's causing you these problems and stopping you from doing the things that you want to do. Speaking to the person, taking on the opportunities, speaking in front of a crowd, turning on the camera, speaking in front of a camera, whatever it is to do one thing tomorrow. Actually, scrap that. I want you to do it today. I want you to set yourself a task. One task that you normally wouldn't do. That might be read 3 pages. That might be write 3 pages. That might be study something that you wouldn't normally study. That might be turn on the camera and speak in front of it for 10 minutes. I don't know, whatever. Set yourself one task and do it. That's it. That is it. Watch how you feel after. Then do it the next day. Then do it the next day. And the compounding effect after a couple weeks. Watch how you feel. Confidence will just appear. You'll wake up and be like, yeah, I'm exactly who I say I am. And if you're exactly who you say you are, what have you now got in yourself? Trust in your abilities, qualities, and judgment. Because you kept your promise and you are who you say you are. Woo! So, if you really like doing this presentation style stuff, sick. So, if this is something you want to see, pop a comment in the comments. If you're the type of guy that struggled for years in building that physique, in building your mindset, in building that confidence, that self-confidence, understanding how and being around people that are on a similar mission, and you're doing this all in isolation, you break your cycle, join back in the cycle. We're going to cut that out today. I built a community for the same price that you're spending on Nando's, and for us guys to be together and do that journey together. If that sounds like something you're interested in, click the link. It will take you to the About page. You can watch a video, see what we do, and if not, you can tell me to get lost and just keep watching. But yeah, until the next one,